back. She takes it down to the 1-yard line, gets stripped by Wojo, 2 turnovers already. And then Anna Garza comes in at quarterback.
As we get underway here from the 15, tossed right. That's Nicole Hulse cutting back in, making Michelle Marshall a 5-yard carry as we meet Atlanta's offense.
Dina Wajowski, center.
Jolie Fezikai, your tight end.
Aubrey Williams, tight end.
Nia Francis, wide receiver.
Michelle Marshall, wide receiver.
Nicole Hulse, running back.
Dakota Hughes, quarterback.
With Lauren Ziegler out of the game, quarterback Hughes is now going to have to go up to a Fezikai and Michelle Marshall.
And that's the other running back, Nicole Hulse, named earlier as Rookie of the Year nominee, breaking off a 10-yard run, and Atlanta first down.
Hulse has been a really good addition to this Atlanta offense. The way she hits the hole, she is fast and furious from that running back position.
Now a 1st and 10 at the Omaha 20. A pair of small backs in the backfield make them 3 backs now. Alfie Gore in the fullback set, toss left. They're going to go back to Hulse. That's Taylor Britza on the tackle as we meet the defense.
Courtney Atwater, defensive end.
Lindsey Burst, defensive end.
Jacqueline Good, your linebacker.
Ana Garza, strong safety.
Matei Vincent, strong safety.
Taylor Britza, corner.
Kayla Stennis, corner.
It's going to be up to those linebackers, Jackie Good and Matei Vincent, to stop this strong Atlanta running game.
That is Alfie Gore on a draw play. So we've seen 3 successive run plays with Alfie Gore, Michelle Marshall, and Nicole Hulse. So certainly some options for this Mark White-led offense.
With Lauren Ziegler, their star receiver, out of the game, that's the game plan today. They think they can outpower this Omaha front line. Right now, Mark White, that's all he's doing. It's a wishbone set. He's power running right through Omaha.
The same system here in place for 6 years with Mark White, the offensive coordinator, and Dakota Hughes as their quarterback. And this dropped by Jolie Fezikai. I'll tell you what, if you look up the word inconsistent in the dictionary, there's probably a large picture of Jolie Fezikai.
No question. That ball is right on target by Hughes. You have to catch that ball. She has hands like feet a lot of the time, but then she makes spectacular catches and wins games like we've seen this year.
It's unbelievable, and if you've talked to her, she knows that's part of the game that she has to rectify, because you can't do that late into the season and potentially into the playoffs. Now a 4th and 4. Ball at the Omaha 14-yard line. That's Hulse in motion. Quick screen and dropped. It looked like they may have been setting up a double pass. And now the 2 rookies getting after it, Nicole Hulse and Taylor Britza. You were saying that looked like possibly a lateral.
It did look like it's going backwards. Her hand is not her feet. For her to throw another pass, that's got to be a backward pass. That should be a fumble. Nobody's going after the ball.
You can see at the bottom of the screen some pushing and shoving after, a lot on the line tonight. As we said it all through the pregame show, the winner of this game stamps their ticket to the playoffs, so everybody knows what's on the line here.
What a stop by that Omaha defense. First series of the game, the powerful Atlanta offense gives it up after 4 downs.
6 plays, 21 yards, yielded no points for Atlanta. So now Lauren Crouch, another Rookie of the Year nominee under center, wasting no time down the field. Pass intended for Taylor Britza and intercepted. That is Amber Clark. A 6-yard carry, tackled by Lindsey Burse.
Great blocking up front by Wojo. It's amazing how big Gore is, but she makes herself skinny to get through small holes and get 6 yards.
So now a 2nd and 4. Atlanta seems to be very content about setting up the run game. As the pass game has struggled here, Jolie Fezikai dropping a 3rd and 4 pass. And then the next play, Michelle Marshall dropping that screen. This time, Aubrey Williams, a wide handoff. A 3-yard run. Williams was signed from the Austin Acoustic, I should say, and has really paid dividends for this Atlanta offense.
Yeah, at 165 pounds, you give her the football on a Y under. That's the tight end on a misdirection. She's going to get you some yardage. Mark White loves her in his power running set that he puts in.
Dakota Hughes taking her time on a 3rd and 1. This Omaha defense coming up with that big stop on the previous series for this Atlanta offense. As we get close to the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Alfie Gore in the backfield setting up the option pitch out to Gore. Great convergence there by Lindsey Burse, and again, fists are flying after the play. That's Jackie Good getting after Gore. We're going to see how that plays out. Gore clearly not happy. Appeared she was down, and Jackie Good took a shot at her, and Gore got up and started wailing on Jackie Good. Cheating crews are not calling it as tight as they should. Alfie Gore should have maybe been tossed out of this game. Now a 1st and 10 ball at the Atlanta 21-yard line. Gore remains in at running back. They're going to look to throw it again. Dakota Hughes overshooting her target. So the cardiac kid, Dakota Hughes, starting 0 for 3 here in the first quarter.
She made a great look off with her eyes. She looked right, knowing she's going to come back to throw Marshall on a deep route. Marshall was open. It's rare when Dakota Hughes overthrows a receiver by that much.
Marshall has some deceptive speed. Another one of those Austin acoustic signings from this previous offseason. 2nd and 10, Dakota Hughes guiding Alfie Gore in the backfield. Here comes that Omaha rush. In fact, a blitz, a quarterback keeper. That's Dakota Hughes. Not really well known for her. A draw play, no. Hughes going to keep it herself again. Nice cut back to the outside.
You got your shoes back to high school sports. Hey! What the fuck?
Hughes needed 2 yards, picking up 3. That'll be an Atlanta 1st down.
Amazing run here by the quarterback. Boom, she plants, breaks ankles right there on number 3, Jackie Good. She gets the 1st down. She's not fast, but very deceptive.
So a 1st and 10 as this Atlanta offense is on the move again. A 7-play drive down to the Omaha 18-yard line. They're going to go to Gore, and that's Courtney Atwater shooting up the gap. A no-gain tackle on Gore.
Omaha defensive coordinator Cale Good told me that's the game plan tonight. To stack up the A-gap, stop Gore, and they have to pass the ball. And without Ziegler in there, they don't think that Atlanta can throw the ball as well as they usually do.
Well, they certainly haven't to this point, as Dakota Hughes is yet to complete a pass. Fezekai, who's been the target, has had a drop, and she overthrew Michelle Marshall on what could have been a touchdown. A 2nd and 10 from the Omaha 18 from the shotgun. It's a delayed draw to Gore. And Gore getting smacked against the wall by Shaquilla Stennis. And Gore really takes exception to almost every tackle.
She's getting hit hard tonight. Dina Wajowski, what a kick-out block. She's already, it's the first quarter, but she's having a great game blocking on Omaha.
And get another look at this. Alfie Gore trying to stretch it to the outside. A good seal block by Wajowski, and right at the end, that's Shaquilla Stennis, the hard-hitting corner, coming up in football.
Not only a wide receiver on offense, on defense, one of the best in the LFL.
Looks like Garza's going to stay in the game. She's a really gutsy defender. We featured her a couple weeks ago. She always plays well beyond her size, and she's not coming out of a game that determines who goes to the playoffs.
Absolutely. She's become a big leader on this defense.
As Dakota Hughes and this Atlanta offense goes back to work. Release, caught. Jolie of Fezekai. That's pretty much par for the course. Drop one, catch the next one. How about you catch both?
It seems like when you throw...
We're going to wind down here the first quarter. A 1st and goal after that 11-yard reception by a Fezekai. They're going to go right up the gut of that Omaha defense. Alfie Gore, the power back, a 3-yard carry. As the first quarter comes to an end, Atlanta's knocking. A 2nd and goal, toss left. Nicole Hulse. Touchdown, Atlanta.
What blocking by that front line led by Wojo. Nicole Hulse, she's not tall. Whoa, where'd she go? That was not a smart move. But the blocking for Atlanta for Hulse was incredible. Gore took Britza out of the stadium. Holtz could walk in.
Nicole Holtz factoring big in this Atlanta run scheme since the beginning of the year. And hence, she is a Rookie of the Year nominee. And you can see here, toss left, great outside kick-out block by Dina Wojcicki, or make it a seal block. That really opened up the hole for Holtz.
I'm telling you, I'm really impressed by this Atlanta front line. Wojcicki, Efezikai, Aubrey Williams, they are blowing away Omaha. They don't even have to throw the football right now, but this running game totally sets up play-action passing.
And that is Michelle Marshall swinging it out. Will they give her the conversion? Yes. Atlanta extending their lead 8-0 with an 11-play, 40-yard drive that took 5:55. And the real story is there. Alfie Gore still remains down. That's Garza in motion. Quick screen to the flat. Dropped. Shalyn Durham. We talked about Jolie Efezikai having problems catching the ball consistently. That's also been the case with Shalyn Durham.
Just a focus drop right there. You see Crouch's numbers. She's an impressive quarterback with her talent. The stats aren't that great. 12 out of 36. She's a good leader.
So now a 3rd and 4, a possible passing down for Omaha. Not a lot of threats on the outside, as you saw with Shalyn Durham and Anna Garza getting the start. High snap back to Crouch. Delayed handoff. That's Matei Vincent. And Vincent, an absolute load in the open field. A carry of 8 yards, and that'll set up an Omaha first down.
Dante Allen, the head coach for Omaha, told me that Vincent would be a big part of this game plan. For a big running back, great feet, a stiff arm over Michelle Marshall, then runs right through 2 more Atlanta defenders. Great run.
So now a 1st and 10. Ball on the Atlanta side of the field, which Omaha has not been through the first half. This time a keeper, Lauren Crouch, into the second layer of the defense. Loves to call her own number so she can beat you with her arm and her legs. Let's meet this offense.
Lauren J., your center.
Chelsea Hoffman, tight end.
Mamacita, tight end.
Shalyn, wide receiver.
Ana Garza, wide receiver.
Matei Vincent, running back.
Lauren Crouch, quarterback.
No question this game's going to come down to Crouch and her arm. She cannot turn the ball over tonight.
That's a 2nd and 2 handoff to Shalyn Durham. She needed 2, she got 3. Durham, kind of the power back for this offense, has gotten some touches, but a really weak average, 3.9.
She's not a bad running back inside the tackles. Doesn't have any blazing speed. That's why I was really surprised on that quick screen outside. They threw the ball to her as a wide receiver.
So now a 1st and goal at the Atlanta 10-yard line as this Infinite Energy Center crowd comes to life. That's Anna Garza trying to get the edge against Jolie Efezikai. Only a carry of about a yard. Garza and this Omaha offense will be tested against this defense. Let's meet them.
Dina Wojcicki, defensive end. Brittany Demery, defensive end.
Keon Harrison,
Middle linebacker.
Michelle Marshall, the real free safety.
AZ Johnson, strong safety.
Amber Clark, corner. Jolie Efezikai, corner.
I'm really anxious to see cornerback Amber Clark.
This is Lauren Crouch calling her own number again and loses it. Football at the 1-yard line. Football at the 1-yard line.
Wow.
So what this offense to do, they just did. Turning it over inside the red zone.
Bad mistake by the rookie quarterback, especially inside the 5-yard line. Great drive getting down there. You have to protect the football. Wojcicki comes in and knocks it free. So you can see right there, she doesn't have it high and tight. Tries to get more yardage. Boom, they come in late and just pop it out. Bad play by the rookie.
Wojcicki, a great play to get off the block of Courtney Atwater. And she just chased down Lauren Crouch and dislodged the football.
He's the leader of this team on offense. Forget about the fumble. Go out there and get him next time.
The Atlanta offense backed up inside its own 1-yard line. Marshall and Holtz in the backfield. Holtz getting the rock. And a good surge up the middle, all the way out to about the 5-yard line. That'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Great block again by center Wojciechowski. When you have the ball on the 2-yard line, all you want to get is some breathing room. They give the ball to Holtz right up the A gap. They get it out to the 5.
This Atlanta offense really hasn't done anything through the air. It's been all on the ground with Nicole Holtz and Michelle Marshall, especially with Lauren Ziegler missing from the lineup. This is a toss left. Nicole Holtz still on her feet. At only 5 feet tall, very tough for the defense to track down.
I like that call by Mark White. They have her outside. It's a quick pitch. It's like a sweep, but they get the ball open space, and she gets the ball down the field. Holtz right there, 121 yards, a 6.1 average. I'd give her the football all night long.
Nicole Holtz has done a lot of damage at the red zone. Surprising to see she does not have any touchdowns yet. A 3rd and 1, she seems to be limping. An empty backfield from the shotgun. Quick screen, caught. Michelle Marshall. A 9-yard reception out to about the 21-yard line.
I like that call. It's a quick now screen. You get the ball quickly out to Marshall with 2 lead blockers. Holtz had a great block downfield on Britza to open that up.
We've got our first flag of the night. Gregory Edwards and his crew, a veteran crew of the LFL, will get the call.
Personal foul, face mask, number 4 defense for Omaha. 10-yard penalty, first down.
They are killing themselves right now. Before the game, Dane Robinson and I spoke about who's going to win this game and how. He said whoever does not turn the ball over and doesn't do many penalties will win the football game. Right now, Atlanta is winning that game.
So now a 1st and 10, moved out to the 20, and a Fezekai. An 11-yard carry as Mamacita could not get down the 6'1" tight end.
They've run the wishbone right, wishbone left, sweep right, sweep left. They come back with a counter, the Y under, to a Fezekai, and she breaks it for a big gainer.
A 1st and goal at the Omaha 9-yard line. So Atlanta getting it done on the ground with multiple weapons. A Fezekai just the latest. This time Holtz in the backfield. This Atlanta offense really milking the clock on this drive. That's an inside handoff. Aubrey Williams. Touchdown Atlanta.
2 straight Y unders where they are totally fooling the defense of Omaha. Michelle Marshall with an outstanding block.
Holding, number 4, Atlanta. 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Michelle Marshall, not that great of a block, being called for a holding. So that will take the points off the board. That could come back to haunt him if they don't convert.
Wow, she doesn't think it was a hold. I didn't either when I saw it. I thought it was a great stalk block, but the referee was right there. They're bringing it back. That could be huge.
Ball backed up to the 12 after that 10-yard holding call on Marshall. And that's Marshall in motion. Jet sweep. Finds an opening to the end zone. Touchdown, Michelle Marshall. And that is how you make up for a holding call.
Speed kills, and they totally outquicked Omaha. Great call. Inside jet sweep. Again, watch Wojciechowski. She comes outside the center and totally destroys Anna Garza. The hole's wide open for Michelle Marshall.
Marshall displaying that speed, was the hero in Austin for 2-3 seasons before signing with Atlanta. And with the absence of Lauren Ziegler from the lineup tonight, she's really become their go-to threat on the offensive side of the ball.
They're putting a clinic in tonight in the running game.
Toss left, that's Holtz. A collision at the goal line with Shauna Wagner, Mamacita.
Mamacita with a great one-on-one tackle. I thought Holtz was getting in. Boom, she got stopped.
So that was a 5-play, 48-yard drive.
You guys want your goddamn pitch, and that's what you let happen. You got it? And fire. You guys get to the outside. That was piss poor.
That is Cale Good, the defensive coordinator for Omaha. Clearly not happy with the effort of his defense.
Not at all. Crouch has got to come up with something. I know she's a rookie, but she was fired up. I spoke with her about an hour. She was going to come out firing. Right now, she looks a little shell-shocked.
1st and 10. Here comes the reverse to Garza. Nobody fooled, especially Jolia Fezekai. A 5-yard loss.
They called a double reverse.
That'll set up now a 2nd and 15 after that 5-yard loss by Anna Garza. Here comes the blitz. Well set up by Omaha, but passed behind the intended receiver, Shalyn Durham.
Wow, if Crouch could have stayed poised in the pocket and delivered the football to Durham, she had 3 blockers in front of her. Would have been a big gain for Omaha.
So a 3rd and 15. Omaha does have 2 timeouts remaining. Receivers flank to the left side of Crouch. A high snap into the end zone. Crouch gets rid of it. Field by Amber Clark. And now Crouch slow to get up.
Wow, this might be a disaster. It's the hit she takes. Bad snap that sets up. Wow, that's the turf. That's a quarterback's nightmare. When a quarterback's shoulder crashes on the turf with a player on top, she is done. She will not come back from that, I'm telling you.
Crouch in absolute agony down on the field, and we'll take an injury timeout. Get an injury update on Lauren Crouch back after this. Back to LFL football night, and that is the backup quarterback for the Omaha Heart, Anna Garza. We all saw Lauren Crouch get driven into the turf by Brittany Demery, and her return is highly doubtful at this point.
I've seen so many quarterbacks get hit like that. The only good news is it's not her throwing shoulder. But I saw 2 New York Jet quarterbacks on consecutive series have that same hit on them. It's tough to come back. I would really doubt to see her in a game.
Now, Garza's not completely foreign to the quarterback position, has taken some snaps prior. And that's not a look you want to see if you're a Hart fan. Crouch in tears leaving the field.
Crouch is a big-time competitor. I feel for her. But Anna Garza, she did play quarterback in Austin. She's a fiery leader. She's going to have to play the game of her life from now on.
On a 4th and 15, so coming into a tough position, you could see already miscommunication between Garza and the sideline. And Omaha's going to elect to take a timeout here.
In all her dreams tonight, Garza probably had no desire or no thoughts that she would be playing quarterback because Crouch is a stud.
We're going to take a timeout as well. Back for the final minute 50 after this. Back to LFL football night in a game that the Atlanta Steam lead 14-0 as Omaha has its backup quarterback in the game, Anna Garza, and facing a 4th and 15.
Garza's now split wide to the left. She's not even playing quarterback.
They're going to punt it here. Omaha, a nice punt by Shalyn Durham, and taking an even better bounce. And down inside to about 1 yard line. What a heads-up play by Karen Sloboda to get down and mark that down at about the 1 yard line.
Great call by the coach, Dante Allen, just punting it away. Garza couldn't do it on 4th down. This punt is incredible. And Sloboda, watch her come out of nowhere to stop it from going in the end zone. Great roll right there. Atlanta should have caught the football, Michelle Marshall. But this roll, it pops up. She stops it from crossing the plane. What a play by Sloboda.
Sloboda kind of gave up on that early, then saw she could track down the punt and downed it inside the 3 yard line. A great job by Omaha by flipping the field.
And a bad job by Michelle Marshall for not catching the punt.
So now a 1st and 10 inside the 3 Dakota from the shotgun. That's complete in the flat. Missed tackle, wide open space. Afezikai. A 35-yard reception. That was about a 30-yard run after the catch.
Real basic pattern from tight end. Watch a quick out, just one-on-one. Get it to her really quick and watch the athlete she is. I mentioned she goes right by Garza. Garza usually a short tackler, but the size differential. Afezikai is a monster compared to Garza. She took it all the way down the field. Wow.
Afezikai had a rough start with that drop ball, but really has come on since then. At 6'1", 165, a clear mismatch with Garza. And to the end zone, caught! How about the concentration of Aubrey Williams hauling in a 12-yard touchdown pass?
How about the velvet touch of Dakota Hughes? What a touch pass. You see Williams there again, they're going right at Garza. She's open. What concentration, bobbles it 4 times. Garza is late coming over. What a pass by Dakota, though. Wow, another wow.
You could see the reaction from Taylor Britza. It looked like it was her assignment, and she was expecting help over the top by Anna Garza. Both not able to get to the spot in Aubrey Williams. Makes them pay for it. An ugly-looking toss to Hulse, but she gets in. Another conversion by the 5-foot running back. That will extend Atlanta's lead to 22-0.
We knew it was just a matter of time until we saw Atlanta's explosive passing game. Only 2 plays it took them. The pass to Afezikai, then Williams, and they went the length of the field. That shows you by setting it up with a power run game, they can open up passing and throw it anywhere.
And Atlanta's doing all this without Lauren Ziegler in a game that a lot of people expected to be far more competitive than 22-0 at this point.
It went from dreams to reality for Omaha when Crouch got hurt. Garza, who's their star wide receiver, is now
going to have to take command of this offense. 1st and 10, a minute 22. Omaha does have a timeout remaining. Right to Matei Vincent. And Omaha not even trying to establish the pass game without Lauren Crouch.
That looked like the old Omaha offense we've seen for years.
For Atlanta or for you cordial? My bad.
Omaha right now totally frustrated. They're taking it out on the referees. You got to play football, Omaha.
Hey, Spike coming on out. Remember, if they go empty, they go multiple. Expect heavy runs here. Expect heavy runs.
Dane Robinson telling his defense to be on the lookout for the run in absence of Lauren Crouch in the pass game. Back after this. Back to LFL football night. Let's go down to the field for a listen-in.
You get an A for effort.
I'm just saying, like.
You get I feel you. You get an A for effort.
Dane Robinson still talking up his defense, and that's not a look of contentment on Cale Good, as his team has struggled both offensively and defensively.
Dane Robinson, he knows that Anna Garza is not a thrower. She's a competitor, fiery competitor, but she does not have the arm that Lauren Crouch does.
2nd and 8 from the pocket, rolling right, now cutting across. A lot of turf in front of her. A 12-yard carry. So if you can't beat them with your arm or you don't have an arm, why not with your legs? That'll be reception as the clock continues to run.
Garza's a spicy athlete. I'm not sure he's a great quarterback. That was a shot.
Manages to stop the clock with 28 seconds, and Omaha preserving its timeout.
They can change the momentum of this game with Anna Garza right now, doing it on the ground. We know she's excited, but she's taking them down the field in the red zone right now. Watch her step up in the pocket. Smacking the fake by Wojo, throws her helmet off. She steps up, and then just all Anna Garza. What a run.
But they're going to have multiple shots at the end zone if Anna Garza can throw the ball. But they may elect to keep it on the ground here. First and goal. That looked like Atlanta jumped. This should be a free play. They're going to call it down, or at least they're going to kill it. That should have been a free play for Omaha. That is intercept.
Football. She's blocking down here. The Feathers guy got a gift.
And Garza should have just threw that out of bounds, threw it across her body into traffic. 3 and then there. Anna Garza with the interception. That's caught. Jolia Fezekai. A big target, literally, for this offense as Atlanta now calling its timeout with 12 seconds remaining.
Atlanta, their second and final timeout of the first half.
They're going to get another shot at the end zone.
I like the call by Mark White. Sudden change, go for a big play.
And we're going to take a media timeout. Back for the final shots at the end zone. 12 seconds remaining, dropping back deep. Going to go to the end zone. Caught! And I think we saw that from up here, partner. That was a push-off. And you could see Fezekai. She knows it. They're going to call an offensive pass interference on Fezekai.
Pass interference, number 15, offense, Atlanta. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Wow, that was a blatant pass interference by Fezekai. I'm not sure why she does it. She's the tallest player on the field. Jump up and catch it at its high point like that. You don't have to push off.
So now 6.9 seconds remain as Atlanta's out of timeout. So the only thing they can do is go to the end zone. Anything caught underneath, the clock will run out.
They have to go back to the same play, the jump ball. When you have Fezekai, let her go get it.
Receivers flank to the left of Hughes. Steps up in the pocket to the end zone. Caught! Unbelievable placement by Dakota Hughes. Touchdown, Atlanta.
The Cardiac Kids are back. What a throw by Hughes. What a catch by Michelle Marshall. But what is Garza doing, the free safety? She's a receiver, did not even go after that ball. Watch number 1. She's there to break it up or pick it off. Great throw to get it out there by Hughes. Great route to get behind coverage by Marshall. But look at number 1. She's there. Just go get it.
A lot of confusion in the secondary for Omaha. We've seen that on both of the previous scores, including that Aubrey Williams touchdown. They've really got to get it together defensively and specifically in that secondary. Here's a two-point attempt. Holmes trying to cut in. An absolute wall of defenders.
Watch your fucking hands! Don't be a sore loser! You going home, baby! You fat ass!
Hey, get in the locker room! Get in the locker room! Hey, get in the locker room. We good.
And that'll take us into halftime. Atlanta leading it 28-0. Let's go down to the field.
Guys, he takes it down to the 1-yard line, gets stripped by Wojo, 2 turnovers already. And then Anna Garza comes in at quarterback. She's down by the end zone too. She throws a pick to Fezekai.
Vincent and the run game. A nice 11-yard draw to Vincent.
Dante Allen's got to keep that game going, the running game. You got Vincent, who can take chunks out. You got Garza, who's exciting, do play-action passes, and like I said, chip away at that lead.
This Omaha team is riding a 2-game win streak, but that's with their starting quarterback, Lauren Crouch, who's been knocked out of this game. So their storybook season very much so on the line here in Atlanta. That's Anna Garza being chased down by Brittany Demery. In fact, Demery was the one who knocked out Crouch in the first half.
Brittany Demery is simply a beast off the edge. Watch this rush. She comes after Garza, and Garza can move. Demery used to be a running back. Remember, she would run over people. Simply a beast. She's known to eat sushi in front of her own fish.
2nd and 14. Chasing down Garza for a 4-yard loss. And this Omaha offense has got to get some points in a hurry. Trailing this one 28-0. And about 18.5 minutes of football remain. In fact, we've got a timeout now down on the field.
Timeout, Omaha. Their first timeout of the second half.
With a backup quarterback, all kinds of communication errors.
Fucking tackle! God damn it! All right? That being said, great job once again there. Same thing. She's putting hands. Get off, just get on the edge. Don't body up with her. Same thing I tell these mofos all the time as far as outside edge rushing. That's what you got to do. All right? Don't let her get tangled on up. Stay outside.
Despite a 28-0 lead, Dane Robinson keeps up the intensity on the sideline. Back with third quarter action after this. Back to LFL football night in Atlanta, Georgia. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco, and Heidi Golznick providing sideline coverage. From the shotgun, rolling right is Anna Garza, trying to evade the rush. And there's that speed by that Atlanta defense. Demery and Michelle Marshall tracking down Garza.
Wow, that hurt up here. Demery isn't what I read about it in the brochure. Wow, 2 huge hits.
So a 3rd and 13. That was a 1-yard loss by Garza on the previous play. That's fumbled. Could this be yet another turnover by this Omaha offense? Indeed, that is Demery. Vincent had a really tough time fielding that toss play and had no shot at the recovery. Brittany Demery is just wreaking havoc on this Omaha offense.
3 consecutive plays. I don't know what Vincent was doing there. Just catch the football. You got to help out your quarterback. But Demery was cat quick jumping on that free football.
And Vincent made very little effort to get after that football. Perhaps this Omaha team, at least mentally, has checked out of this game at 28-0.
They do look deflated. The quarterback, I saw it at halftime when she was playing defensive back. When she didn't go after that long pass, something happened when they lost Crouch. They got deflated.
So a 1st and 10 Atlanta with really good field position. On the Omaha side of the field, toss left with lead blockers. That is Nicole Hulse, a 10-yard carry. What a block up front on Taylor Britza.
Britza gets smashed. Watch the lead blockers out here. That's an insane block. She gets roached. That's when you go on your back like a cockroach. What a block.
A 10-yard carry. This offense is cranking on all cylinders right now. They don't really need the pass play. They've had it at times with Michelle Marshall prior to the half and connecting with Aubrey Williams, but it's been the run game for Atlanta, and they're going to give it to the fullback, Aubrey Williams, using that strength. Matei Vincent on the tackle alongside Anna Garza.
I'm telling you, right now, Atlanta's playing mistake-free football and just dominating the game. Dane Robinson said, we got to watch our turnovers. I don't think they have any so far.
To Britz's side, and again. And we've got a new face in the game. That's Key Tibbs. But same formula and same results for this Atlanta offense as they stretch their lead now to 36-0.
Dane Robinson told me about this young player here. You talked about players stepping up like Blacklock. Watch Tibbs. She is explosive. She can run. She's going to be a star in this game some year. I don't know about this year, but she can play football.
And speaking to Mark White, the offensive coordinator for Atlanta earlier in the day, he said Key Tibbs, an absolute speed monster, has had a tough time getting the offense down. Obviously, hopefully that develops as she develops as a football player. But boy, that speed is pure lightning.
I can't even imagine its backfield when you add Tibbs to what they already have.
Omaha back on offense. Another handoff to Vincent. And this Atlanta defense is starting to key in on that run, knowing that Anna Garza cannot beat them with her arm.
That was a read option play. I'm not sure why Garza gave the ball off. If she would have pulled it, she had the outside right there. That was a boring run, went nowhere.
So now we're approaching the 5-minute mark. If Omaha, very predictable, and there's no blocking up front.
We talked about this weeks ago with Omaha. Why do you put Shalyn Durham with an outside sweep? She doesn't have the speed to get to the edge.
Yeah, this offense, just the entire team looks deflated. They are not playing with the passion and intensity we saw them line up with when they played Denver and beat Denver handily, as well as beating the Nashville Knights. A 3rd and 10 at the Omaha 15, dropping back to pass finally, and well overshot for the intended target. The slowest player out on the field, Shalyn Durham, on a go pattern.
Why not throw it to people that can run down the field? Here we go again. That pass wasn't even close, number one, because Garza's probably not even used to throwing the football to Shalyn Durham.
Yeah, this is a complete debacle on offense, defense, as well as coaching for Omaha. When you consider this is the biggest game in franchise history, to come in with a poor game plan with no intensity just boggles the mind. Missed, who are currently penciled in as the number 2 seed. A win here for Atlanta would put him in as the 3 seed. That pass incomplete and broken up by Shakayla Stennis. One of the few things this offense has done wrong.
Dakota Hughes trying to hit the speedster from Miami Beach, Christina Mattis. Good to get her some playing time before the playoffs.
So 3:48 in the third quarter. This offense at this point, if they score, this should be the final nail in the coffin, despite a lot of time remaining for the Omaha Heart.
When Crouch went down, that was the final nail in the coffin.
A 2nd and 10 completion. Dina Wojcicki. Touchdown Atlanta. Just rubbing salt in the wound of Omaha at this point.
Throwing the quarter pattern to Wojcicki, the center, perfect throw, and then she destroys again Anna Garza. First she gets destroyed by Demery twice, now Wojo lays her out. Wow, listen to this hit. Wojo destroying Garza again. That's 3 humongous hits on Garza. She is going to need a petting dog after this game. Wow.
This Omaha defense has been absolutely manhandled by that front line of the Atlanta offense. Now the 2-point attempt, toss left, that's Tibbs again. These toss right, toss left plays is the old Omaha when they were just simply trying to get out of football games instead of attacking. They always attack with Lauren Crouch. They have a completely different identity with Crouch than they have right now.
And Garza can throw it. I would do play action. The way she can run the football, give her a pass option. They're going back to the basics when they were no good. Just giving the ball handoff right, handoff left.
So now a 2nd and 9. That was only a 1-yard carry by Vincent as we approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. From the shotgun, rolling right, wide open in the flat and caught. Getting slammed down to the ground was Taylor Brissa by Amber Clark.
Anna Garza looked like a quarterback. She looked deep. That was covered, came underneath, got the ball to Taylor Brissa. What a play for them. Keep moving now.
And while Omaha more than likely will not be advancing to the playoffs this year, they have some young pieces to build around. That young lady being one of them, Taylor Brissa. You saw her numbers on the outside, a vertical threat, certainly with Lauren Crouch in the game at quarterback. So this is certainly not the end for Omaha. I would make the argument that there is optimism in the future for this team.
There has to be. Brissa's a great receiver. You mentioned it. First play, not a good pass by Garza at all. Throwing right into coverage, trying to hit Brissa, who wasn't open. Just a bad read.
Yeah, now they're forcing things. Is this Omaha offense, Keon Harrison, stepping in front of that pass, taking the championship belt from Dane Robinson. It's just fun to play for the Atlanta Steam right now.
There's just nothing here. She has all kinds of time, little gun shy, threw it right into double coverage. She's a quarterback, you can't do that.
Yeah, Anna Garza, as I said, certainly forcing the issue now. Toting the rock on that left side. They keep working Brissa's side and continue to have success.
Key Tibbs, she reminds me of a young Dominique Malloy, who was at that time the fastest player in the LFL. Watch out for Tibbs. I'm telling you, she's going to be starting somewhere if it's not here.
And that's one of the benefits when you're leading 44-0. You can open up the bench, and from time to time, you find a gem like Key Tibbs.
There's a lot of talent in that Atlanta backfield. I'd watch out. They got Holtz now. They got Tibbs. They got Michelle Marshall on top of their power back. Wow, what a backfield.
And keep in mind, Lauren Ziegler will be back in time for the playoffs. That's Tibbs. A poorly set up option by Dakota Hughes. That'll be a loss of 4 yards, back him up to about the 5-yard line.
Great play by Matei Vincent. They forced it out. They strung out that option play. There was nowhere for the quarterback, Dakota Hughes, to run, or also Tibbs. Good play for Omaha.
Now keep an eye on that. That was Hughes limping a bit. She's had a lot of ankle issues over the past couple seasons. Seems to be walking fine with it now with 16 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Dropping back to pass wide open and dropped. Aubrey Williams scoring on a similar pattern in the second quarter. Can't haul this one in.
Williams runs great routes, but let's just say she's not a Lauren Ziegler. In fact, with that catch, she's more like the old Efezekai.
This Atlanta offense, despite that Williams drop, has taken firm control of this game. And we come to the end of 3 quarters of play. A great cause and fun with Dane Robinson. Again, half my age, and I beat him on Stairs Challenge.
That was a huge upset. I actually bet on Dane. I didn't know you're such a good runner.
You know, it's all in the cut of the shorts. The higher the shorts, the faster the speed. And I got my shorts pretty high now.
Well, Dane obviously doesn't have the speed that he used to have either.
Our producer always jokes about the size of my shorts. They go higher and higher. And when I'm up against a 25-year-old in Stairs Challenge, rest assured I'm wearing Speedos.
I don't know what that means. You're wearing Speedos running around?
We're getting completely derailed here, folks. 1st and 10, Matei Vincent. That's a 5-yard carry. Getting back to the foundation, lrjfoundation.com. That is where you go to donate. A great cause for an into the flat caught. That appears to be complete to Karen Sloboda. An 11-yard reception down to the Atlanta 9-yard line.
Dante Allen, the head coach and offensive coordinator. Now he adapted, he adjusted to Anna Garza's passing game. Short, underneath passes. You mix in the runs, they're moving the football.
And you know they did this in the first half a bit as well, but they would just implode inside the red zone. Let's see if they can finally cash this check.
And then once in a while you mix it in with Garza and her scrambling ability. She can run with moves like a top running back.
1st and goal, I'm not sure what that was. A lot of confusion in the backfield. It looked like a Y under handoff setup to Mama Sita that went nowhere.
Yeah, there was
a deep drop for Garza. Gonna keep it herself again. Trying to get to the outside. Cannot get past the sure tackler, Amber Clark.
See, that's Anna Garza right there. She's playing with a lot more confidence. She saw the hole, bam, went to it, made a couple moves. Big game for Omaha.
Now a 3rd and goal at the Atlanta 5-yard line. 6:40 remains in the game. Omaha's out of timeouts, obviously out of this game at 44-0. But again, get a score here and build some momentum going into the offseason.
We saw it their previous 2 wins. There's a lot of talent on this team. Crouch will be back, Garza will be back playing wide out, and they're an exciting team to watch.
3rd and goal, rolling left. Buying time with her feet, directing traffic. Garza throwing across her body and caught. Finally, touchdown Omaha, and it's Taylor Britza.
Anna Garza looked like an all-fantasy quarterback on this scramble. Look at her speed and cutting ability. She keeps her eyes downfield. She does a Salerno-type throw back across her body, keeps it outside shoulder, perfect pass. Brista catched her with Dakota Hughes, literally cursing at Mark White, the offensive coordinator.
She sucks. Just let her suck and think she's good.
It seemed to be like a heat-of-the-moment thing for Dakota Hughes. She wasn't happy with the personnel in place for that particular play, but certainly a different way to express that to your offensive coordinator.
Well, I don't blame her. As we mentioned, the last thing you want right now is Dakota Hughes getting hurt. So when you're doing option plays, you want your best talent in there.
But more importantly, getting back to the Stairs Challenge. Just kidding, guys. 3rd and 8. That pass intended for Nina Francis as Dane Robinson and Mark White starting to open up that bench for Atlanta.
Dakota Hughes, the quarterback, trying to hit Nina Francis, the free agent acquisition from Berlin, Germany. Dane Robinson went across the water during the offseason, brought her in. Good to see her getting some action.
So now a 4th and 8 for this Atlanta offense. If you're Omaha, get a stop here and double up. Get another scoring play or another scoring drive and really feel good about yourselves.
Right, you make like it's the first quarter when they stopped them on the opening drive.
4th and 8, dropping back to pass to Efezekai. And it looked like Fezekai and Sloboda got their feet caught under. That'll fall incomplete with 3:38 remaining as Omaha will take over on downs.
That's their favorite play. Play action. If Fezekai releases, does a corner out. Dakota Hughes just overthrew it. I'd get both of them out of game right now. You don't want either one of those two getting nicked up.
Well, here's the thing. If you're bringing in substitutions and opening up the bench, absolutely, because Dakota Hughes is not going to develop working with the backups at this point. So, yeah, I agree. Take her out of the game. I believe Michelle, but she's never really gotten off.
A lot of the backup players in the game now making some big hits out there because they want to play in the playoffs. Right now is their chance to show Mark White and Dane Robinson they want some action.
Especially in light of injuries like that one, Nicole Hulse. It'll be interesting to see if she's going to recover in time for the playoffs. And then you're talking about Alfie Gore. Will she be back for the playoffs? Atlanta's going to limp into the playoffs much like Los Angeles. And something else factoring in to think about at this point in the season, there's a new rule in the LFL for playoff-bound teams. They can, and nobody there, absolutely no blocking, and that's backups for the most part in the interior for this Atlanta defense.
Dante Allen, the offensive coordinator, has to come up with a more creative play than that. When you have a quarterback like Garza, do a bootleg, put it on the outside, not that play. They were all over.
You could see just the look of defeat on the sideline for Omaha despite these two late scores. They've just never had that energy throughout this ball game. And I think you're right. When Lauren Crouch went out, it really deflated this team across the board.
It changed everything. The game plan, the two players, Crouch is out, Garza now in at quarterback, not playing receiver where she's all fantasy this year.
So Dakota Hughes remains in the game with under 2 minutes. Toss left, Key Tibbs with blockers. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Atlanta. And there's that speed we were talking about. For a backup running back, Key Tibbs is really making an impression tonight.
Mitch, will you pass me another marshmallow? Because Key Tibbs is on fire here in the second half. She'll be the starter in the playoffs. Wow, she'll be playing on Sundays if she keeps running the football like this. Basic I formation, takes the sweep, gets a couple key blocks, and then bam, she is gone. Lightning in a bottle.
A great block by Aubrey Williams, and Dina Wachowski springs Tibbs. And a little bit of fire in the step for Tibbs, making the most of her opportunity with the injury to Alfie Gore and Nicole Hulse. And again, Tibbs, nobody touches her as Atlanta extends its lead, at least for the moment, as we've got another flag down on the field.
What a time for Tibbs to have her show out game.
Holding, number 2, Atlanta. 10-yard penalty, repeat the try.
That's a holding call on the rookie, Christina Mattis. So several backups in the game right now. And to your point, why avoid, why possibly get an injury here to Dakota Hughes? 145, get her out of this game.
You saw what happened to their running backs, and from the quarterback from Omaha, they're gone. So you want your quarterback healthy, get her out, you're right.
Especially with blitzes coming up the middle like this one from Omaha. And Dakota Hughes barely gets that into the stands. And here you go, you got to fight. That's Courtney Atwater all over Hughes. And this is what you don't want from a playoff team.
Are you?
Oh, this is getting ugly. This might be the worst fight I've seen all year.
That's Shauna Wagner and Jolia Fezekai squaring up.
It's still going on. There's some throwing hands.
If we get another look at this, it looked like Shauna Wagner threw Dakota Hughes to the ground, and that really started all of this.
Threw her down and then started punching her and pushing her down. That's why Hughes should not be in the ball game.
Let's get another look here. There you see position for Omaha. That's Lauren J., the center, lining up in a wildcat formation. No shot. And if you're not going to attempt to create anything, why not just take a knee and get out of here?
I don't understand why Lauren J., the center, is in a wildcat position playing quarterback. We've never seen her throw the football. They're like drawing sticks at what they're doing on offense, just reaching for anything.
Yeah, you got to be really disappointed overall at the effort of Kale Good and Dante Allen, specifically Dante Allen on the offensive side of the ball. This has been as poorly coached game that I've ever seen from Dante, and I've seen some doozies over the years.
They came in, it looks like a completely different football game and football team. They came in with a chance to make the LFL playoffs, and look where we're at in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, unbelievable. Nobody would have expected a 50-14 game as well as Omaha has played, but I go back to what we talked about at halftime. It was really those 3 turnovers, 2 of them inside the red zone, that turned the tide in this game.
2 inside the red zone, but the first pass of the game for Crouch, she had Briska open for a deep touchdown, and she's got one of the strongest arms in the league. Hypothetically, that's 3 scoring plays. The bomb, the 2 inside the red zone, that's 21 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, that changes the look out of this game completely. Now a toss left to Matei Vincent. This should be the final play of this game. Kind of a mercy killing for this Omaha Heart, who now have got to lick their wounds and crawl into the offseason. Some interesting decisions. Certainly they expect Lauren Crouch back, the quarterback. Hopefully that's not too serious. And on a 4th and 1, if that doesn't spell out everything, that's Ana Garza spiking the ball on a 4th and 1.
9-9-8. Everybody's going to the end zone. Just throw it up. Okay?
All tight ends. 9-9 what?
9-9-8.
9-9-8. 9-9-8.
9-9-8.
Just protect.
And Dante Allen is just as clueless. He doesn't.
That was a 4th down.
That was a 4th and 1. And Ana Garza telling Dante Allen that was a 4th down. I tell you what, this is the worst coaching I have ever seen from Dante Allen. When you're not even aware of the down and distance as a coach, that's a serious problem.
Unbelievable that neither the quarterback or head coach knew it was 4th down when they down